because apparently Bubba is going into this cage match at a disadvantage. You said that he had an injured shoulder, right?
Oh, he had an injured shoulder that he received here on the opening of the program, but he didn't seem to have too much problem as he faced the two-man in the handicap match. Took a minute and 43 seconds.
That wasn't Gary Hart and Bruiser Brody who he was facing.
Well, I'll go along with that as we watch the grappler with a side headlock once again.
Let's remember something else. When an injury is sustained, the time that it causes you the least amount of problem is in the very beginning. As the muscle begins to get tight, as you cool down is when you feel the pain.
Nice move there from the grappler. He covers up the Texas long rider and gets a 2 count again. I'm kind of worried. We have the weightlifting contest scheduled for later on in the program, and I'm just going to have to wait to see. I understand that Ivan Putsky and one of the medical crew are back there working on Big Bubba.
Let's remember, like I said to you last week, I don't believe that Big Bubba in his best day could outlift this Big Zambui. This Big Zambui is a powerful man.
I know he's a powerful man, but I saw Big Bubba do 600 pounds.
I believe that is a big lie.
It's not a big lie. We've got it on tape. We did it out at the Olympic gym. We were there with the cameras, and we got it all. And I see no reason why Bubba probably can't go over 600 pounds here tonight. Can the Zambui pick up 600 pounds?
I truly would not know. I don't know that much about Zambui's training habits. But I do know that he's a powerful, strong man. Bruiser Brody told me that one of the strongest men that he's ever faced in the ring is the Big Zambui.
I'm sure when you weigh 400 and some pounds, you've got to be tough. But Bubba is 400 pounds, too. Look at that shot right there. A nice look at the grappler and the Texas long rider with a side headlock being applied on the Texas long rider. It's going to be interesting to see if Big Bubba can come back for the weightlifting contest. We're scheduled for the next match, the next segment, but I don't think we can have it then.
Knowing the type of person that Big Bubba is, he's going to try to weasel out of this one way or another.
He had a chance to weasel out of the match, and he didn't do it. There's a 2 count on the long rider.
Let me say something. That's what I really respect and like about this grappler. Anytime he gets his man at a disadvantage, he tries for a pinfall. The name of the game is winning. 1, 2, 3. Beat your man in the middle of the ring, and this grappler tries continuously to beat his opponent. He wants the winner's share of the purse.
How many times have you seen the young wrestler come in and look like he has his opponent beat, and he keeps beating on him and doesn't pin him? And then all of a sudden, the old pro comes back, turns things around, and there's a victory on the other side.
This will never happen to the grappler because he is a wrestler in the truest sense of the word. He wants to beat his opponent. He wants the winner's share of the purse.
Well, the Texas long rider knocking the grappler down. Uppercut forearm. I want to tell all you fans, we're at the Wrestlathon every Monday night in San Antonio. Come on by, we want to see you. And we're going to be in Corpus Christi at Memorial Coliseum with Texas All-Star Wrestling Television on the road. That is on April the 10th on a Thursday night. I want to see all you fans in Corpus Christi. Texas All-Star Wrestling on the road. Here comes the grappler bouncing off the rope. The long rider gets kicked. What do you mean, all right?
It's a very good defensive move. A very good defensive move. This grappler, I can see why the only way he had to lose the Texas title was for them to utilize this new rule that they have in effect in the World Class Association. They took it from him by disqualification. I don't believe anybody could.
Leg over the bottom rope.
I don't think anyone could put his shoulders down to the mat for a count of 3.
I doubt that. I mean, he is difficult. He sure would. He's difficult. In behind, he goes with a face lock. Oh, that Texas long rider comes out with a hammer lock.
It's a very fine wrestling match.
Great wrestling match.
Counter, counter, counter. They're trying to beat one another. They're using a lot of holds. They're conserving their energy. They're not wasting a lot of moves. This is one of the finest matches that I've had the chance to watch in quite some time. It's a very interesting match.
This is not Chicago style.
Well, it's not Bruiser Brody Gary Hart style.
Halstead Street.
Halstead Street is a nice street. You probably couldn't even go to the nice part of Halstead Street.
Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, boy. The two masked men have battled it out for 10 minutes here in this match.
See, this is why this Texas long rider, or Scott Casey, is never going to beat Gary Hart or Bruiser Brody. He had a chance for a pinfall, and he didn't even go for it. The guy is a nerd. He's a moron. This guy is a complete flake.
Up in the air, the long rider has the grappler. A nice atomic drop. Down goes the grappler in the corner.
He's asking the ladies in the audience, should I do it again? The fool should go for the pinfall.
He's going for the abdominal stretch, the submission hold.
You know how hard it is to make a man...
Wait a minute. Coming out over here on the left, it's Fantasy, Al Madrill, and a Golden Boy. What are they doing here?
I have no idea. I'm not involved in this.
The grappler with a knee into the back of the Texas long rider, Al Madrill, and Golden. They're out here to collect that $5,000. They want to get the bounty. They want the mask and the Texas long rider. He's down.
What imagine?
I can't believe this. Fantasy's out here cheering him on.
The grappler, I don't think he realizes what's going on here.
Oh, he's going to shoot Casey into the double clothesline. There's a reversal. The grappler. And they were looking. They were thought Casey. Now Casey kisses Fantasy. They're going for the wrong mask. Look here. All they saw was the mask. And as we said, it was confusing. Casey was about to be whipped into the double clothesline, and all of a sudden it was reversal. Golden Madrill chased Casey back to the dressing room. They don't get the $5,000.
The grappler don't seem too pleased with Fantasy.
Casey, or the long rider, whatever you want to call him, come out there and kiss Miss Fantasy again. He stole some more of that sugar.
I tell you, I really can tell right now that the grappler is very, very upset with his whole situation. He is very upset.
Well, Gary Hart, I'm still looking forward to seeing the long rider and Big Bubba meet you inside the
One
cage
thing, when you're inside a metal cage, you can't run out, can you?
Thank you very much for being here, Gary Hart.
You're very welcome, and it was your pleasure as usual.
Now, let's go down to ringside and pick up Mark Nolte as he gets Miss Fantasy and the grappler out of the ring for this special interview.
With me now is Fantasy, the manager of Golden Boy, Mike Golden. Fantasy, your plan to get the Texas Long Riders mask almost backfired.
Look, I want to say that it was a mistake. After all, I got a $5,000 bounty on that hood. I want to tell you something right now. I apologize to you, Grappler. They got carried away in the heat of things out there, and it wasn't meant. They got the wrong guy, and that's what I come in the ring.
Just listen, little girl, okay? Just listen, okay? You see this mask right here?
Yeah.
This is my trademark in the sport of professional wrestling. I had this mask 5 long years, Daddy, and nobody puts their hands on it, and nobody's taking it off.
I'm sorry.
Including these guys. They better get it right. It says Grappler right here on my tights, okay?
Hey, I got $5,000 on that hood. $5,000.
Why didn't you tell me beforehand? I had him in a perfect situation right here. I had him whoop like a dog. If I knew there was $5,000 on it, brother, I would have got it for you.
Well, I'm offering you that $5,000 right now,
You're
right
on,
here.
baby.
my
You're on,
hood.
baby.
Thank you very much, and I hope you accept my apology.
You're on, baby.
I want to tell you something, Scott Casey. I don't know who you and that gorilla-looking Buddy Marino thinks he is, but I am no kissing booth. And that'll be the last time you get your lips on these here things.
With me now is the Grappler, the only man to ever lose the Texas State Heavyweight Championship by disqualification. I know you're upset about that, but that gives you the opportunity to come to Texas All-Star Wrestling Challenge.
That's right, brother. The only man in history to lose the Texas heavyweight belt because of disqualification. But Austin Idol, Jack, I'm going to tell you something. To regain my image in Texas and everything I'm all about, I got to have that USA title, brother, heavyweight title around my waist. Now, Austin Idol, I know you're a great athlete and a great competitor, and I'm not putting you down. But they got a name for you when you're the greatest wrestler in wrestling today. They don't call you a great wrestler, brother. They call you the Grappler. Beat me if you can, because I'm after the U.S. heavyweight title, Idol. I don't care what kind of figure 4 leg like you got. I will have it, brother. It will be around my waist, and I'll get the $5,000 one way or another.
The Grappler's credential speaks for himself. He's a contender for any championship he goes after.